Anyway, Mark Zuckerberg testified for more than 5 hours today. It was tough, but then at the end of the hearing, he wowed senators by presenting them with a slideshow he made of all the memories they shared together. And so it was nice, but it was an interesting hearing. Probably the best part was getting to see Mark Zuckerberg in big boy clothes. He has a suit, it turns out. He defended himself well. He said, hey, listen, I didn't do this. It was the Winklevoss twins that invented this stupid thing.
Right. And so business leaders, CEOs, everywhere, they want to be an element, a supporter, a booster of making our economy prosperous, delivering for American workers, and making sure that America is the most powerful, wealthiest, freest nation on the face of the earth. So we'll see what comes of that. And Mark, obviously, he has his own interests, and he has his own company, and he has his own agenda, but he's made clear that he wants to support the national renewal of America under President Trump's leadership.
The CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. Have you heard of Facebook? You know what this is? Okay. So Mark Zuckerberg testified before the Senate Judiciary and Commerce Committees today to explain how and why all your personal information somehow wound up in the hands of a foreign country without you knowing it. You did know this, right? Did anyone get a message from Facebook telling them this happened to them? I knew they didn't send it to anyone. I really did.
Good. It's good for the president. He turned the page with some talk show hosts on another channel, and he might be maybe getting over the fact that Zuckerbucks really impacted the 2020 election in the battleground areas. So we'll see what happens. Stephen, thanks for confirming that. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you again soon, and congratulations on the new job.
Well, Facebook has admitted that as many as 270 million accounts are or may be fake and used to spread false information online. Although, let's be honest, most real Facebook accounts are used to spread false information online. Folks, the latest news from Mar-a-lago, also known as the Florida branch of the Twilight Zone, is that Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg reportedly met with President Trump there. Now, Stephen Miller, yes, the guy who looks like he practices smiling in front of a mirror, is claiming it was a historic meeting. Don, care to enlighten us on what went down?
Jimmy, it was a tremendous meeting. Mark Zuckerberg, great guy, came to Mar-a-Lago. He said, Mr. President, you're the greatest leader in history. He told me Facebook would be nothing without me. He's a very smart guy, Jimmy. Very smart.
Smart? Don, the only thing Zuckerberg might have said is, please don't ban me from Truth Social. Did he bring a gift? Maybe a framed screenshot of your suspended Twitter account?
No, Jimmy, he brought respect. He respects me. He said he wants to learn from my success. He admitted Facebook has been unfair to me. It's all part of the deep state, Jimmy. Facebook, Twitter, they're out to get me. But Mark knows I'm right. He knows I'm the future.
Don, the only thing Zuckerberg learned from you is how to throw a tantrum when you don't get enough likes. What did you two talk about? Rebranding Mar-a-Lago as Meta-a-Lago.
Jimmy, we talked about the big issues, freedom of speech, cancel culture, how to make America great again. Mark was very impressed. He said, sir, no one fights like you. No one wins like you.
Freedom of speech? Don, you block reporters from your press events, and you called for banning TikTok because it hurt your feelings. You're about as pro-free speech as a librarian yelling "Shach" at a rock concert.
Jimmy, you don't get it. Zuckerberg knows I'm the most important person in the world. He wanted advice about how to deal with people like Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. They're destroying America, and Mark wanted my help to stop them.
Tim Walz? Don, the governor of Minnesota isn't plotting against Facebook. The man's biggest crime is probably forgetting to return a library book. What's Zuckerberg really after tips on how to build a wall around his metaverse?
Jimmy, Zuckerberg is scared. He knows the Democrats are ruining the country, and he knows I'm the only one who can save it. He came to Mar-a-Lago because he sees the writing on the wall. People love me, Jimmy. They love me.
Love you? Don, they threw a party when you left Twitter, and Zuckerberg's not scared of Democrats. He's scared of his next congressional hearing. Did you two talk about who's going to take the blame when Facebook implodes?
Jimmy, Facebook isn't imploding. It's thriving thanks to me. Mark said I brought excitement to the platform. Without me, social media is boring, very boring.
Excitement? Don, the only excitement you brought to Facebook was when people clicked unfriend after your latest rant. What's next, Zuckerberg endorsing you for president, or is he just there for the buffet?
He respects me, Jimmy. He said I should be back on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. He even said they should rename X back to Twitter for me. That's how much he values me.
Rename Twitter for you? Don, Zuckerberg doesn't even own Twitter. That's Elon Musk's circus. Did you ask him to throw in some free VR goggles so you can pretend you're still popular?
Jimmy, you're just jealous. Everyone wants to meet with me. Zuckerberg, Musk, Bezos, they all want my advice. I'm the most powerful person in the world, believe me.
Advice? Don, The only advice you're qualified to give is how to bankrupt a casino or get banned from a social media platform. If Zuckerberg walked into Mar-a-Lago looking for wisdom, he left with the Make America Great Again hat and a headache.
You'll see, Jimmy, Zuckerberg respects me, the whole world respects me, and soon I'll be back on every platform bigger and better than ever.
Sure, Don. And maybe Zuckerberg will let you change Facebook's name to Trump Book while you're at it. Until then, let's all enjoy the fact that at least one of you left the meeting without having to answer to Congress. Mark Zuckerberg was reportedly spotted at Mar-a-Lago meeting with President Trump. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I didn't know billionaires held secret summits to discuss whose platform has the worst comment sections. Don, care to explain what went down? Did he bring you a free trial for Facebook Premium?
Jimmy, first of all, it wasn't secret. It was a very big deal. People are calling it the meeting of the century. Zuckerberg came to me because he knows I'm the best at everything. He said, "Sir, you are the king of social media." He was practically begging for my advice.
Begging for advice? Don, I think the only thing Zuckerberg begged for was an escape route when you started pitching him Trump-themed farm games. What did you two actually talk about? Friend requests, fake news. How to finally figure out how the algorithm works.
Jimmy, we talked about important things, freedom of speech, truth in media, and how to stop all the fake news. Zuckerberg said, "Mr. President, we need you back on Facebook. You make it exciting. Without you, it's like a birthday party with no cake."
Exciting? Don, I think what Zuckerberg really meant was, without you, we finally get a break from your Aunt Carol arguing bots in the comments. Did you promise him a cabinet position if he reinstates your account?
Jimmy, you don't understand. Mark said I was the most influential person in the world. He said, "You're bigger than Facebook, bigger than Instagram, even bigger than TikTok." That's why he came to me. He wanted my endorsement.
Your endorsement? For what? The world's most awkward barbecue host, Don? Zuckerberg didn't come to endorse you. He came to make sure you don't start a rival app called Trumpergram. Did you two brainstorm the next great social media disaster?
Jimmy, we talked about building a better future for America. Zuckerberg said he wants to work with me to fight against the radical left people like Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and Trudeau. They're all working together to destroy free speech.
Free speech. Don, the only thing you fought for is the freedom to post in all caps. As for Trudeau, what's he got to do with this? Did you accidentally FaceTime him instead of Zuckerberg?
Jimmy, Trudeau is in on it. He's working with the tech companies, the fake news media, and the Democrats. Zuckerberg admitted it. He said, "Mr. President, we need you to fight back. You're our only hope."
Your only hope? Don, Zuckerberg didn't come to you for hope. He came to check if Truth Social was hiring after Meta's last quarterly report. What's next? Did he ask if Mar-a-Lago has Wi-Fi so he can live stream the chaos?
Jimmy, you're just jealous. Zuckerberg respects me. He said I'm the smartest, toughest, and most beloved leader in history. He said Facebook was inspired by me. Can you believe that? Inspired by me?
Inspired by you? Don, I don't think Facebook was inspired by you unless their motto is connect the world. And then sue everyone. Did you give him tips on how to get banned from every platform except your own?
Jimmy, it's bigger than that. Zuckerberg is going to help me make America great again. He wants to partner with me to bring back real news, real freedom, and real leadership. People are saying it's the start of something amazing.
Real leadership? Don, the only partnership you're qualified for is a how not to guide for social media influencers. Let me guess he's also going to make a Facebook marketplace exclusively for MAGA hats and Trump steaks.
You'll see, Jimmy. Zuckerberg is on my side. Together, we're going to take down the fake news, destroy cancel culture, and win big in 2028. He even said I should be on the Facebook board.
On the board? Don, the only board you belong on is the one labeled "Do Not Touch" at a family gathering. Did he also promise you a virtual reality headset so you can relive the 2020 election with a better ending?
Jimmy, you mock, but Zuckerberg knows greatness when he sees it. He said, "Mr. President, you're the future, and you'll see I'm going to be back stronger than ever. Believe me."
Sure, Don. And maybe Zuckerberg will give you your own filter one that turns every post into a golden statue of yourself. Until then, let's hope he remembers to turn off location services next time he visits Mar-a-Lago. All right, folks, here's a story for the history books, or maybe just for the weird things Trump does section. Stephen Miller, who somehow still hasn't found his way back to the set of The Addams Family, claims that Mark Zuckerberg had a private meeting with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Now, I'm no expert, but when Zuckerberg visits you, it's either for a data breach or because you've managed to break the internet. Again.
Jimmy, first of all, it was an incredible meeting. Mark Zuckerberg, who's a great guy, by the way, said, "Sir, you're the most powerful man in the world." He was practically bowing down. Tremendous respect. He loves me.
Loves you? Don, the only thing Zuckerberg loves is harvesting our data. Did he bring you a terms of service agreement to sign, or was he just there for the buffet?
No buffet, Jimmy. It was all business. Zuckerberg said he wanted my help to protect free speech. He admitted the radical left, people like Trudeau and Kamala Harris, have been pressuring him. He said, Mr. President, we need you to save America.
Trudeau and Kamala? Don, Trudeau's biggest scandal is bad socks. And Kamala's too busy solving actual problems. You sure Zuckerberg didn't just want advice on how to lose friends and alienate people?
Jimmy, you don't get it. Mark said, I'm the most influential person in history. He said Facebook was struggling without me. He called me the king of content. And believe me, I create the best content. Everyone says so.
The king of content? Don, the only thing you've ever created is confusion. Did Zuckerberg ask for tips on how to turn a perfectly functioning platform into a 24/7 conspiracy theory convention?
He respects me, Jimmy. He said he wants to bring me back to Facebook. He even said they might rename it Trump Book. How about that? I inspire people, Jimmy. That's why they love me.
Trump book? Don, the last thing we need is a platform where every post is like, if you think the election was stolen, did Zuckerberg offer to throw in a free Farmville farm as a signing bonus?
Jimmy, it's not just about Facebook. Zuckerberg said I'm the only one who can stop Trudeau and the globalists. He said they're trying to control the internet and cancel me. Mark said, sir, you're our last hope.
Your last hope? Don, the only thing you're a last hope for is the survival of all-you-can-eat buffets. Did Zuckerberg bring a PowerPoint on how to make Facebook even more unbearable, or was it just a slideshow of cat memes?
It was a serious meeting, Jimmy. Zuckerberg is scared. He knows the Democrats and Trudeau are working together to destroy America. He came to me because I'm the smartest, strongest, and most popular leader in history.
Popular leader? Don, your approval ratings were lower than Zuckerberg's haircuts. Did he ask you for help with his metaverse project, or was this just an excuse to escape Congress for a day?
Jimmy, the metaverse is a disaster without me. Mark said they need my vision. He even offered to make a virtual White House for me. People are saying it's a great idea.
A virtual White House? Don, you don't need VR to live in an alternate reality. You're already there. What's next? Are you going to launch a new platform called MetaMAGA, where every avatar wears a red hat?
You'll see, Jimmy. Zuckerberg and I are going to make big changes. He said with me back on Facebook, we'll break all the records. It's going to be huge, believe me.
Sure, Don. And maybe Zuckerberg can build you a virtual wall for your virtual Mexico while he's at it. Until then, let's all enjoy the fact that even the algorithm knows when it's time to mute you. So, folks, Stephen Miller, a guy who looks like he was rejected from every vampire movie ever, has revealed that Mark Zuckerberg had a secret meeting with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Now, let's break this down. When Facebook and Mar-a-Lago collide, the only thing missing is a relationship status. It's complicated. Don, care to explain?
Jimmy, first of all, it wasn't secret. Everyone knew about it. Zuckerberg came to me because he respects me. He said, Mr. President, you're the greatest leader in the history of social media. Tremendous praise. People are saying it.
Being the greatest leader in the history of social media? Don, you're the guy who got banned from every platform except LinkedIn. Did Zuckerberg come to Mar-a-Lago to give you a tutorial on the mute button?
Jimmy, you wouldn't understand. Mark said, sir, we need you back on Facebook. Without you, it's boring. People miss your wisdom, your leadership, your, what's the word he used? Oh, yes, genius.
Or your genius? Don, the only thing Facebook misses about you is the ad revenue from your supporters buying gold-plated Trump coins. Did Zuckerberg offer you a comeback or just ask you to stop crashing their servers with your truths?
He offered me a comeback, Jimmy. He said, sir, we need to fight against censorship. Trudeau, Kamala Harris, and Obama are working with the radical left to silence voices like yours. You're the only one who can save us.
Trudeau, Kamala, and Obama? Don, are you building a cinematic universe of people you blame for everything? What's next? Blaming Trudeau for your Wi-Fi going down during a rally.
Jimmy, Trudeau hates me because I'm tough. I put America first. Zuckerberg said Trudeau wants to destroy free speech and replace it with government-controlled TikTok. He said, Mr. President, only you can stop him.
Government-controlled TikTok? Don, the only thing Trudeau controls is the ability to make maple syrup sound exotic. Did Zuckerberg suggest you do a TikTok dance to win back Gen Z?
No dancing, Jimmy. I'm a serious leader. Zuckerberg knows I'm the best negotiator. He said, sir, if you were in charge, Facebook wouldn't be dealing with Congress every week. Tremendous compliment.
A negotiator? Don, your last negotiation ended with Mexico laughing at your wall budget. Did Zuckerberg come to you for advice on dealing with Congress, or was it just an excuse to see if Mar-a-Lago had decent Wi-Fi?
Jimmy, he came to me because I'm a winner. He said, sir, you're the comeback king. We need your energy, your brilliance. He even suggested renaming the metaverse to Trumpverse. How about that?
Trumpverse? Don, that sounds like a place where facts go to die and golf scores are always under par. What's next? A virtual Mar-a-lago where every visitor gets banned for not clapping loud enough.
You mock, Jimmy, but Zuckerberg knows greatness when he sees it. He said, "Sir, we need you to save social media from the radical left. They want to destroy America. I'm telling you, big things are coming."
Big things, huh? Don, the only big thing coming is Zuckerberg's next lawsuit. Did he offer you a VR headset so you can replay your election loss in 4K?
No, Jimmy, he offered me a seat on the Facebook board. He said my insight is invaluable. He even said I could start my own section called Trump Talks. It's going to be huge.
Trump Talks. Don, the only thing you're qualified to talk about is why your steaks flopped harder than a Facebook dating app. Let me guess your section would be 90% conspiracy theories and 10% bad spelling.
You'll see, Jimmy. Zuckerberg said I'm a visionary. He's going to help me get reelected. Together, we're going to stop Trudeau, Kamala, and the fake news media. It's going to be incredible.
Incredible? Don, the only thing incredible is how Zuckerberg kept a straight face during this whole conversation. Did he leave with a signed MAGA hat? Or was he too busy deleting your old posts? Big news, folks. Stephen Miller, you know, the guy who makes Voldemort look like a social butterfly, says that Mark Zuckerberg met with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Apparently, they discussed some serious issues. Now, if I had to guess, the biggest issue at Mar-a-Lago is deciding whether to serve ketchup or ranch at the buffet.
Wrong as usual, Jimmy. It was a very important meeting. Zuckerberg, a very smart guy, came to me for advice. He said, "Sir, you're the smartest president ever. You've done more for Facebook than anyone else. Tremendous respect."
I respect. Don, Zuckerberg didn't meet you